Honourable Chairperson, honourable members and fellow South Africans. Significant strides have been made since May 2024, yielding some improvements in government operation, particularly in our budgeting and expenditure practices. The Medium-Term Budget Policy Statement, the MTBBS, and the Adjustment Appropriation Bill are not just figures on a paper. They confirm the GNU's commitment to transparent, responsible fiscal management that serves every citizen. Going forward, a great deal of energy and effort must be spent on the implementation of the targeted and responsible savings, the TARS program. Parliament requires clarity on what budgetary cuts are being made and the reasons behind them. We also need insights into the efficiency and effectiveness plans that will reform these departments. However, the true asset test of success is economic growth. We must prioritize sustainable growth that fosters job creation and alleviates poverty, as debt stabilization alone will not lift the country out of its poverty. Our current forecast, growth of 1.8% this year, will not fix our unemployment and poverty problems. We require investments that stimulate job creation and address inequality through growth. The DA welcomes the disciplined 3.6% average growth in government expenditure, with much greater focus on growth-enhancing infrastructure development. Nevertheless, infrastructure development requires consistent oversight, accountability, and commitment to delivering value, particularly through effective project management. We demand ruthless reforms to improve the performance and efficiency of the public sector, decisive accountability, and immediate measurable improvements across all departments in government. Those that do not want to pull their weight must go. Initiatives like the Transnet Rail Infrastructure Manager and the new Transport Economic Regulator are welcome examples of the state facilitating private investments. However, whilst progress is visible through public-private partnership, we must remain vigilant against wasteful practices and irregular expenditure. We are faced with staggering challenges across 8 provinces, with many municipalities and metros that are in ICU. Urgent interventions are necessary to restore core services and rebuild trust in local leadership. Johannesburg loses nearly half of its water before it reaches its household, while Hammanskraal's water system on the brink of collapse. However, incoming mayors Helen Zille and Celia Brink will tackle these failures head-on and will deal with the corrupt water tanker mafias that exploit our communities. On electricity, the rampant non-payment and theft of services must stop. The DA has a plan, and yes, the DA can. Citizens are entitled to these services, and it's our duty to ensure their demands are met with urgency and accountability. Further to that, fiscal discipline and faster structural reforms will uplift living standards and generate meaningful employment. South Africa must be open for business with the East as well as the West, as well with the countries in the middle, if they respect our Constitution and our people. 8.7 billion rand remains unspent. This is unacceptable. Every rand must go to essential services. The Education Labour Relations Council drive to eliminate ghost teachers is a great start. This should expand across all government departments and entities. We must reform CETAs, assess their relevance, and ensure skills investment translate into jobs by the private sector. We cannot afford to put 24 billion rand into entities that don't deliver. Lastly, Chair, over the weekend, the Secretary General of the ANC said that the ANC wants to nationalize the Reserve Bank and expropriate without compensation. South Africa's future should not be compromised by reckless political utterances that jeopardize the financial stabilities of this country. The independence of the central bank and the sanctity of property rights are most vital in maintaining market confidence, controlling inflation, and enabling households to access credit and build their wealth. Any attempt at expropriation without compensation or a hostile takeover of the Reserve Bank would significantly undermine credibility, provoking market responses that we cannot afford. International rating agencies closely monitoring our policy decisions, a downgrade would increase borrowing costs, hampering critical infrastructure, health, and education investments, essentially for job creation. Foreign direct investment showed a net inflow totaled 11.7 billion in the first quarter of 2025. This illustrates the importance of policy certainty in attracting investments. Our debt to GDP ratio sits around 78%, and it shows a downward trajectory. Expropriation without compensation and nationalization of the Reserve Bank would destroy all the gains made under this GNU in an instant. Political instability creates an environment of increased capital cost, currency volatility, and investor flight. The DA remains committed to protecting our institutional frameworks, upholding credible monetary governance, and pursuing reforms that address energy challenges, unlock investments, and expand opportunities, all while preserving the integrity that sustains millions of South Africans. Thank you, Honourable Speaker. The DA stands in support of the MTBBS and the Adjustment Appropriation Bill.